was raised by two shitty people. I'm so proud of myself that I'm not like that, but I can access that if I need to. And that Midwest trash will come out real fast. I'll eviscerate you at an Olive Garden. Like, I will just... Hello, welcome to the newest edition of Middle-Aged Millennial MILF Podcast, also known as MAM Podcast. I have a very special guest today. This is the Traitors Trifecta. We are ending on a high note. Christian, USA, the original Traitor. Like, you were the first season we watched. You were our first favorite. Christian from Traitors.
What is going on? Yeah, it's so interesting. Thank you first and foremost for having me. It's one of the things I've been thinking about when I do some of these podcasts and interviews and stuff, and it's Traitors, centric or things about that. I forget that technically I am the only Traitor to not be a celebrity.
Yes, like that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, which was great, but like also people will bring that up to me when I'm out in public and I'm like, what are you talking? And I was like, oh yeah, after our season, it's just been celebrities. So anyone who's been selected. And in our season, obviously it was only celebrities, even when we recruited Ari. So it's interesting to think about that I'm the OG Traitor that had no celebrity status. So I take pride in that for all the normal people out there.
But also, is that shitty when people come up to you? They're like, "You're nobody." Like, that was pretty cool. You got to, like, that's not. I don't think that comes off the way people think it does.
Yeah, it's you got to first and foremost be just aware of what you got to know people's intentions, and I know they don't mean it that way. But one of the things I think is actually really cool about that, and people forget, is like. And don't get me wrong, now that I'm quote unquote a celebrity, I'm getting opportunities to do some of these celebrity things or different shows that I may or may not be like being casted for and stuff because of that status. But reality TV used to be everyone was normal. Like you go into like Boston Rob, right? Or like all these people on Survivor or The Amazing Race. It wasn't celebrities. It wasn't people that were like kind of show hopping, which also I do understand. And don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on that because also, can I swear on this?
I curse all the time. Like, that's kind of my thing. So I have a necklace that says F you on. Please, let's be real here, Christian. Like, this is not, I don't go for the if you don't like cussing, you're not my friend. I don't watch it.
Okay. Then we'll get along great. But no, I'm not trying to shit on that type of style because I'm trying to use that to my advantage in one other show. Yeah. But when people are like, you're the normal one or you're the normie, you're the regular. I'm like, yeah, I take pride because there's not that many regular people on these reality shows anymore. Maybe like the Love is Blind and things like that. But I don't know. I don't take it wrong. It is funny though. Sometimes you're like, oh, you're the non-celebrity celebrity. And I'm like, yeah, whatever you want to call me. If you're buying me a free shot, I could care less. So sure.
That's it. Take it. Well, then how did you... Considering you weren't a celebrity, clearly you were in the industry in some. How did you apply? Yeah. Did they come to you?
Yeah, great question. Funny enough, someone just DM'd me asking about the application process. And actually being in the industry, I was, but I wasn't. It was kind of like, I don't know, the middle of COVID or like 2021 or 2. I can't remember even when our show was. But, obviously 9 months prior to us filming that show is when I got my first inquiry about I got a DM on Instagram. I didn't apply. I wasn't looking to go on reality TV at all. I was just doing commercials and not just doing commercials. I still do commercials. I love doing that. But I was approached via Instagram and I thought it was fake. I was just like, what is this? And then it just escalated from there. Holly casted me and that was it. I didn't apply. I didn't try to like look for Traitors. She just said, hey, would you be interested in doing this like mafia style, live in a castle, murder mystery reality TV show? And I remember being like, I think I responded like, it's not a dating show, right? She was like, no. And we hop on a call. So I hopped on a call and then 12 interviews later, I finally made it. And I originally was only being taken as a alternate. I wasn't even selected to be on the show. I just was told 2 weeks prior to getting flown out to Scotland that I was in the running to potentially be one. And then the night before filming actually started, I met all the producers. And that evening I was told like at midnight, like, hey, you're going. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. We're on the show.
Wow.
Had no idea.
That is so interesting. So that has to feel very like good. Like that had to make you feel good about yourself that they just saw you and were like, you have something that we want.
Yeah, it made me feel good, but I prepped for that. Like I knew they were coming to my room in this hotel that we were staying in prior to being moved to the house. And so it was very interesting though, because I've never done reality TV at all. And it was during COVID times. So when we got there, it was like we were in a hotel room. I genuinely felt like I was in prison, but we were treated very well. We got to go out for like 1 hour or 30 minutes a day to walk outside or go to the gym and be walked to by ourselves in masks because you couldn't see anybody from the show. We were just in our rooms. But funny enough, I was in a room that I could see. I was looking out the window and I would just see the cast members coming in. I didn't know who any of them were and I couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a big reality TV guy. I grew up on, I shouldn't say that. I grew up on The Amazing Race and The Bachelor and Survivor. And the reason The Bachelor and The Bachelorette is I have 2 sisters. You know, that was a big hot topic to watch that. So I did it. And growing up in the Midwest, we didn't have a lot of money. So like it was very rare that we had cable TV. And I'm not sure if that was on cable TV, The Survivor and all that stuff. I don't know.
It was network. So that would have been regular.
Yeah. So we got to watch that sort of stuff. But I didn't know. The only person I recognized from that whole thing was Ryan Lochte when I got on the train and stuff. I didn't know Ari, even though I should have. He looked familiar, but I didn't know. So it was cool. But back to what I was saying. The producers came in and I had 3 goals. It was get on the show. It was become a traitor. And then it was like, be remembered, whether that was for good or bad. So when I was trying to get on the show, I remember they like took your phone. They had nothing, but I had books. I had brought a couple books that were all about like the psychology and stuff of the brain and how the human brain works and shit about like being a narcissist. And I just didn't even read the narcissist. I just laid it out. And then I had all these notes written down. We didn't even have pen and paper. I had to write it on napkins and toilet paper. So I was writing all these notes like kill everybody, no shame, do what it takes. I wrote all this shit everywhere to kind of make it look like I was a little too much of the show. Yeah. They came in and they saw all that and they're like, what is this? I was like, oh, I've just been studying and practicing my gameplay. Specifically, if I'm selected as a traitor, like I feel like I have an advantage being in the middle. Pitched myself and just went full throttle. And I could tell they were kind of eating it up. And then when they left, 5 hours later, I was like, they're like, you're going on. But I didn't know I was a traitor. You actually don't know until you are selected, which was awesome. As you can tell, I was really pumped about that. So yeah, it made me feel good to get on the show. But then, one of the things that was so terrifying was like, every day we were swabbed probably 3 times in the morning, afternoon, and before we went to bed for COVID. And so like, you'd be doing good and be like, who knows though, I might get COVID today. And if you swab once, they don't retest you, they just kick you out. So it was a weird time of filming, to be honest.
So did you have a favorite, like what was your favorite thing in there? Like what? Just really, also, I have to say, I think you're remembered for good things, but what was your like the best? Like when you look back like that, when you're 80, that's what you're going to think about.
Oh, like just my favorite moment on the show?
Yeah,
or just
the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, oh God, I would say the arriving to the castle for the first time. Actually, you know what? You know what the coolest part was that nobody got to fucking see? And it's because it got cut due to someone getting COVID on our first shoot. You didn't even get to see him. His name's Kevin. He's an ex-NFL football player. Amazing man. And I was sitting right next to the guy too in the car. So I'm surprised I didn't catch it. But we got to ride and if you watch the intro to Traitors season 1, just in the beginning, you get to see for a very, very split second, a train going across the bridge just in the intro. It's like the fucking train in Scotland. We got picked up on this platform, arrived, got to sit on this train. I think some of the people in the city were actually pissed because they booked it out and like people use it to get to work. It's one of the oldest running trains. What I found out is the bridge we went across on the train was from Harry Potter, the scene from Harry Potter, like that train. So I was like, oh fuck, I'm on the Harry Potter train. No one got to see it. And I was like, this is fucking wild. That was probably my favorite quick moment of being like, I'm on this very historic, beautiful train that is still running steam locomotive or whatever wood. It was just so cool. So that and arriving to the castle for the first time and being like, oh, this is home for the next 3 weeks. That was something I'll never forget.
And it's funny because they show the train on the UK one all the time. They get picked up on the train. They show it all the time. So I don't know why in the US one, it's weird. I feel like in the US one, and what's up with them fucking pretending that you're staying at the castle? Like that drives me up the wall.
I think it was for COVID shit. I don't know. I think the purpose, the intended purpose, I think at first, because there are so many fucking rooms in there and like it's huge. It's a massive castle. But I don't know if it was the COVID. I think it was the COVID thing. Like they literally were like, okay, we got to pretend that you guys are there. But really we were getting shuttled to and from a hotel that was an hour away. So people forget that like, as traitors, you would see us in the turret and we were in that motherfucker for like an hour and a half at night. And everyone else had to drive home and leave, right? So we're sitting in this back room all quiet. Everyone would leave. Then we would go to film, get our cloaks on, do our thing, do our walk up, get in there, argue, talk, all the things, finally come to agreement, take derobed everything, take the mics off, and then get in a van and get driven home an hour. And we get home 2:33 in the morning, have to be up at like 6, 7. You're just fucking cooked. You're like, oh, and you're trying so hard not to look tired. And if you're playing a character like myself, who was like really, really out there and so annoying and so loud, even when you're on ice and not filming, which you're not seeing, you're seeing maybe an hour of filming, and we film for 15 to 17 hours a day. So you're always constantly on. And I was playing that role. Sari played her role well. She was chill, like the mom, and Cody was Cody, like whatever. And then I was just a super loud, annoying guy, but I couldn't switch that up just because we weren't on camera. People would have been like, what the fuck is this? So that was really hard. I do have a lot of energy. I'm very outgoing. I'm an extrovert, but I'm not like that much of a labradoodle or whatever, golden retriever energy. And that was very, very hard to keep up throughout the show, honestly.
Instantly, you're like, I regret this decision that I made. That this is what I was going to go at it with.
I know, because I was just really going for like, just be remembered, like be annoying, be loud, be hilarious, be hated, whatever it is. For reality TV, you want to be whatever. And so the only way to do that is, I mean, there's a variety of ways, but I didn't know who I was playing up against. I didn't understand that I was going up against some of the best, professional reality stars ever. And I had no idea how cutthroat or what they've done. I didn't know their history and their past. Like Michael, he knows every single person, every story, everything. And he is awesome in giving you intel on that. And to this day, him and I have a really good, close friendship, and he helps me out with applying to things or whatever it may be tactically. So like, I just didn't know what I was getting into.
Well, but now you know.
Yeah, now I got the cobwebs off and I'm ready to go again.
Well, and also I hate when they're like, oh, they're a gamer. They're a gamer. Yeah. Like, does that just mean you can lie like nobody's business? Like, I don't understand this gamer thing. I'm not a reality show watcher either, though. I'm like you. Yeah. I watched it when it started and then fell off.
Well, you got to be. I mean, like being a gamer, you are a player in a game. That's the whole point. Everyone, like one of the things that I didn't like per se is how much heat Sari was getting at the reunion and all these. You can get all this stuff. You can look it all up. But like we were supposed to keep it like the black people stick together at the end. And Sari was like, "Motherfucker, this is a game. Like, bro, if she's gonna throw me under the bus and throw who she knows, because I found out she almost won 3 times on Survivor.
That's and tough.
Got fucked. So like she will do whatever it takes to win. And if you think that's gonna go." You think like, your ethnicity, the background, the bond, whatever it may be you think you have, she ain't going to let that slide because she is playing a game. And the game is called the Traitors. It's not called the fucking Faithfuls. It's not talking about like, oh, you hurt me. No one gives a fuck. It's for $250,000. Go win it. Like, and that's something I learned. I got to learn and be like, okay, like going forward and regardless of whatever show I may or may not be on next, it's like, now I know there's a more strategic way to attack this and play than the way I went about it. And, you can't hate the player, hate the game, as they say.
Well, and it's just sour grapes because they didn't win. Like that's what I have to say, we've watched so many and it's like when the Faithfuls win, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when someone gets dicked over every time, it's the worst secondhand embarrassment because you just see in their face they're spending that money, they're paying off that credit card debt, they're getting IVF. And it's like, nope. And you can't blame them because every single person that got mad about that would have done it themselves. They're mad they didn't get the chance to do it.
Yeah, and if you didn't do it, then you're just a soft player. Like the game is literally to try to like kill all the faithfuls. That was our job. So now that doesn't mean it did. Like I can say that now, but I mean it does mess you up mentally. Like I said multiple times, and it kind of got damaged. Bam and I were really close on the show. You don't get to see the character development really just because of it was the first season and whatever. But yeah, I killed him off quicker than what he probably thought I was going to do, not knowing that I was a traitor. And it like messed our friendship up for a hot minute. Like we're cool now, but like he didn't want to talk to me. It was a whole thing of like, I'm Hispanic. And you wouldn't really know that because my name's Christian, but I am Mexican. And so Bam, being, Hispanic as well and Latina with Geraldine, there was a whole little thing of like, you're supposed to stick together as Latinos. And I was like, bro, I'm just here to fucking win. And, you do feel bad. Like I remember when we sent Shelby home, oof, that was tough because I knew she was a single mother and, and I was just like, bruh, that money can help these people, but also like, that's part of the game. And so you feel bad and you think about that and you're just like, ooh, but if you let that eat you up and you play emotionally, you're going to have exactly what happened to you. Like Cody, you could say, bro, he was wearing it. Yeah. His eyes were dark. He was hurting. He was not happy. And I get it, but it's kind of a weird, I don't know. You kind of do become like a little bit of a weird narcissistic kind of manipulative person. And you have to embody that. Just how you show that on camera is different. Sari did it better than I did. And that's why she didn't get as much heat. Whereas I like ran my mouth. It was super loud and got that edit where everyone was like, bro, shut up. You're not going to last. But it is what it is. So I don't know. What do you think you'd be better at? Would you be a better faithful or traitor?
Oh, I would not. My husband would be a great traitor.
Okay.
I wear everything on my we played Mafia at his birthday party. They made me a wolf. We played werewolf. They made me a wolf. The first time somebody just said, I think it's Sarah. And I just instantly panicked and I go, what?
Yeah.
What? Like I couldn't look at I was just like, what?
Yeah, you're like, what are you talking about?
Because I'm just authentic and like what you see is what you get. And I say everything. So that would be really hard. Like I had a narcissist for a mom. I could if it comes down to it, I can lie, but I don't like it.
No, exactly. And I don't either, but I also tried to just be like, okay, well, you're just acting. Like it's just a game. Like you're not really like this in real life. So that's kind of how you can, I guess, justify it. Everyone will have their own way of doing that. I'd actually be curious to talk to some other traders from the show, which I'm going on a cruise at the end of April, the Cruise of Deception. And it's with like Peter will be on it, Sandra, a bunch of different people. I'm on that. And I think I'm actually going to be hosting, playing the Alan Cumming role of it.
Hey, that's exciting.
And like Fergie will be on there. So I want to talk to these people and get their perspective on how they felt because these guys have played other games or been on kind of in front of the camera. But I don't think there's anything more terrifying than someone accusing you at the round table. Your heart fucking drops. Like when I was being accused, like my name been tossed around by like Brandy and I was like, what? Okay. Like didn't care really. I was like, fuck off. But then when I knew I was getting backstabbed, I was like, fuck, my stomach dropped. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to tell these motherfuckers I'm not a fucking faithful. And it was terrifying. I mean, I broke down and bawled my eyes out right when I walked off. I was just like, it felt like a weight because I saw Quentin's face and that was like my favorite guy in the show, even though he was wrong every time. But it was, it's kind of weird. It doesn't feel right lying to people is what I'm getting at.
But also, let's be fair. Everyone needed that money. I'm sure you needed that money. You can talk about the single mom, but you need the money too. Yeah. Like that could be life-changing for you too. 100%.
So I'll lie for that. Sure. That's how I justified it. I was like, whatever. Did I cry at night? Sure. Did I feel bad? Yeah. But I was like, whatever. Like, fuck it. Like if I come out of this with $250,000, you know what? I'm going to feel really good that I lied.
Well, that's it. And even, I mean, I think that your career is just getting started. I think it's just up from here. Even if you just do stuff like that, think about the money and the conventions and like this ultimately is life-changing for you in a great way. And I don't think that anybody that doesn't understand that is very emotionally immature. Life is gray. It's a game.
It's also okay. It's like, I don't need everyone to understand it either. Like, that's just okay. Like, for the people that live in the Midwest that love watching this TV and want to criticize. I mean, I did that growing up. Like, it's okay. But yeah, it's really just knowing, like, for me, it's like just having a plan. Like, okay, even if you don't win the show, if you can stay on long enough, you can be a character and or someone of interest to do stuff down the road. So, and that's what's happening, and it has provided me different opportunities and has changed my life. But you know, I was just a blessing to be on the show, but I definitely want to fucking make a return. And so I need to actually reach out to Tony Ireland with Lambert Studios and see if I can't. I want to come back for like a season, on an all-star season or something. Like, I got unfinished business. I'm not even kidding. Like, jokes aside, like, I'm ready to go in there and fuck shit up. And I'd rather be a faithful.
At that point, I would too.
Make me a fucking faithful. I'll tear that bitch down and get recruited and then end up winning the show. I got a whole different scheme of maneuver now, but I'd love to get back on there and, really make a run for it.
Well, and I think they should do also, like, there's so many different iterations. Do a world all-stars. You know what I mean? Take the best from U.S., UK, New Zealand, Australia. Like, all of them are down.
That would be fucking nuts. Like, to have like a World Cup Traitors.
Yes. And then just the best of the best.
Couldn't agree more with you. I love that. I think that'd be, you should pitch that to Studio
I'm going to pitch. Here we go. I'll bet, guys. Yeah. First off, Christian is a Strickland now. Your family. Like, you're in.
I love that.
You're in. As soon as okay, I guess I should tell everyone how Christian and I got in contact. It was Drew's 40th birthday. And I was going to get a cameo from Alex because we watched the UK Traitors, and he would joke and he'd be like, "Oh, she's so hot," because I get jealous. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get a little video. And I told her, I'm like, play it up and stuff. And it took she canceled it. It took 2 weeks. I got this awful, a minute long video. Like, it looked like she just got out of the shower, and it was just so phoned in. And I left a pretty bad review because yours was like fucking gold. Like that. We have gotten probably 30 cameos. Yours was the best.
Oh, I love it.
I cannot recommend Christian enough for cameo. Like, kept giving you money. I was like, I just love you.
On my way, I'm cheap too. I'm Midwest cheap.
Yes. Not even that expensive. I felt so bad that I was like, you deserve more of our money. Like,
I know, right? I feel like I need to adapt now. Maybe I need to start putting tariffs on my shit. I'm kidding.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Hey, do what you got to do, boy. It's Trump's America. It's dog eat dog right now.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do. No. You do what you got to do, though.
I love to rip into each side always. But like jokingly, I'm like, I'm fucking cheap, bruh. But I also feel like that's what gets me all my cameos is I'll have so many because I'm just like, I'll rip this off. And if you're lucky, you're usually going to get me after I've popped an edible at night. And so I'll talk to you for like 4 to 5 fucking minutes. Really, when like everyone else is doing like 20 seconds. Right?
Yes. I was like, I love this man. Cause that's how I feel like I would be. I'd just be excited to talk to people and share things.
Yeah, I'm a bargain. Come get me. So, no, I appreciate that. But that is funny. It is so funny to read, like, your stuff or read people's shit that comes through. You're just like, what are people asking for? Like, people that want you to break up with someone because they know they're cheating on them.
No, they do not.
Yeah. I've denied those. But
because that's uncomfortable for you too. That makes you the asshole when you had nothing to do with it.
But the more I think about it, I'm like, that's actually great. 1, I'm making money. 2, I'm delivering a message. And 3, like someone else is getting called out on their bullshit. Yeah. So I can help out. And also that's my character. Like I'm a traitor. So like, fuck it. I'll tell someone that they're being cheated on. That's okay. But it's a little weird. It's a little weird to read some of the shit. You're like, oh, interesting. So
some people's lives. So you said the Midwest. Where in the Midwest are you from? I'm from the Midwest.
Where are you from?
I'm from Sandwich, Illinois, which is as awful as it sounds.
You're a fib, as we say. I'm from Wisconsin. Well, but are you into sports or no?
Well, my family was just Chicago. If you're from Chicago, you love the Chicago teams. That's just how it goes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Packers fan, so I hate the Bears. But I grew up liking the Blackhawks, funny enough, because we don't have a hockey team. But Illinois, all jokes aside, the Midwest, we got to stick together, So shout out to us and you and everyone else from the Midwest, because we're the heartbeat of America. What are you talking about? Without us, this country doesn't run, all right?
I think the best are built there. Like, you know what I mean? And then we're like, okay, but we're too big for that. So then we had, like, you went out to LA, I went out to Arizona. Yeah. So did you live near the Wisconsin Dells?
Yeah. I'm only like an hour and a half away, maybe, just north of it. The Dells was a big fucking deal for us as kids, like going to Noah's Ark and Great Wolf Lodge, and like, that's a big deal. I mean, to be fair, it is the world's largest outdoor water park. Most people don't know that. Noah's Ark is.
Yeah. And we were so poor. I shouldn't say that. That was where we went on vacation, and we didn't even stay in the Dells. We stayed in like a motor lodge in Portage, Wisconsin. Yeah,
we didn't. I don't think I ever stayed. The only time I stayed at the Kalahari or the Great Wolf Lodge is because we were doing, like, we had a hockey tournament up there because I played hockey. Other than that, because we got discount, if you get a bunch of people doing rooms. But I never went we'd go to the Dells, we would come home. Like, we didn't stay in the fucking Dells. Like, it was like, we're driving an hour and a half back home. Like, my parents didn't give a fuck. Like, they were like, we're getting your ass back to our fucking house.
That's where it's free to stay. We brought the food in. Like,
Yep. We brought it all in a cooler. You go to the parking lot, eat it, go back in. We're not buying shit in there. It was $2. It was too damn pricey. And like, now looking back at it, it probably wasn't that pricey compared to anything and everything you buy nowadays, including fucking eggs. God damn.
Yeah. $10, but it was a different time. Noah's Ark. I feel like you're the only person I've talked to in years that know Noah's Ark. I'm so fucking excited right now. That was my childhood.
Yes. Nobody knows about that. Yeah, and it's cool. It is a cool place. Like, I don't remember, unless they kept it real quiet, like, nobody was dying at that amusement park. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. My brother puked in the wave pool one time.
Yeah, we all did. We all puked and shit in that thing and pissed. That thing was just a cesspool of Midwest drunk people throwing up or sick kids. It was great.
Feel like we need to, like, go back and, like, have, like, as an adult.
I might ruin it for us, though. It might ruin it. We might go there and be like, this is tiny now. Like, I don't know. I'm scared.
I don't know. But it also, I'm all about, like, I feel like you are too. I don't know. Maybe I'm just guessing this, but I feel like you keep your inner child pretty alive. Like, you know what I mean? I really feel like, and with people like that, I just love that. Like, and then you can go back to that and be like, let's just have fun. Like, life is hard.
Yeah, it is. And like, jokes aside, I think, like, I remember doing the point of no return and like dropping down. It was so fun. Like, no, for sure. I definitely have the inner child in me. Like, I'm actually going through the franchise of Fast and Furious right now with a buddy of mine. And, he's in his 30s. And he's like, I've never saw this. And I was like, bro, this is the best, even though it's got like the worst ratings and all that shit. I love it. I still eat it up. Yeah, I'm a kid at heart. I'll never not be a kid. I love that.
What's your favorite Fast and Furious movie now that we're going there?
Well, I would say, that's a really hard one. The first one's obviously iconic, starting out here in LA and all that shit. But I think, oddly enough, even though without Paul Walker, Tokyo Drift is really cool, because I remember that was the first time I ever got to see Japan. And I was like, this is fucking Japan. And like, Han is introduced. And I just recently watched the third one. But I don't know. The one with Paul Walker, I think it's Fast 7 when he dies in the middle and like his brother has to play him and they split. That's a good one too. I mean, it's very, very Hollywood. I think the last one they were in space. So I don't fucking know. That's definitely not there. But what is yours? What is your favorite one?
It's Tokyo Drift. That's why when you said it, I just remember like seeing that. How old are you?
I'm 31.
You're 30. Okay, shit. I'm way older. I'm 40. I was like, are we around I remember seeing Tokyo Drift in theaters, like on a date or something. And was like, I want to drift.
My older sister, I think, is your age. You're 40?
I'm 40, yeah.
Yeah, my sister's 9 years older than me.
So the same, yeah. So
my older sister's literally so you're technically a millennial, right?
It's in the title of the podcast, Middle-Aged Millennial MILF.
Oh, yeah, duh. But I always say, what's the cutoff, though? I forgot what millennial cutoff is. You're right. Are you right at the, like, if you were
I'm
born
at the beginning. If I
You
was
were
2
right in
years,
the game.
I was right. 83, I think, is when millennials start. And I'm 84.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I tell my sister. Yeah, I tell my sister she's an elder millennial. That's like
yep.
the Eliza Shelsger, the comedian. She has like a thing called elder millennial. And okay, that's funny though, because a lot of people like don't understand like Fast and the Furious. Like now I'm talking to people who are all like do these things and kids are born in like 2001, 2002. I was like, this is so weird. So weird to like, people are so young. I feel like I'm just getting older and older, but we're still young. We're still young. We're not
You're still young. You're young.
Once you get over 56, you're getting older. You're not old, but you're getting older. 30s, 40s, early 50s, you're still young. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's old until you're like, do you need your cell phone light to look at the menu at a restaurant?
No, I'm good.
Then you're fine. You're fine.
But I do page my cell phone a lot for my Apple Watch, and the family just laughs all the time. Like, I'm like, where's my phone? Oh, shit,
Okay.
my flashlight came on. Oh, no.
Yeah, no, my flashlight cut. No, I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, you start forgetting shit. You're like, where the hell did I put that? No, we're not old. We're more wise. That's all.
I appreciate that. Well, you don't have kids, so you don't have them reminding you all the
Not
time
that I
how
know
old
of.
you are.
Yeah.
I guess that's what sucks for men. You know what I mean? Someone could come in, especially you were in the Army.
Oh God, I know, right? No, I was pretty smart in the Army. What's scary is when I was in college down in Panama City. Those are the nights where I'm like, I don't fucking remember what was going on. No, I don't have any kids. I better not have any kids.
They would have come out with traitors if somebody
They
would
would
be
have.
like, that's it.
God, maybe not. Maybe they saw me and they were like, fuck that. That thing's fucking bad shit. No, they'll come out when I win next time.
That's it. The money.
The money. Yeah. Then they'll be like, oh, yeah. What's up, Dad? I'm like, what?
It'll be some little boy with like long curly hair. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, you better.
There's no denying this.
Yeah. I'd be like, I hope you're good at something. Fuck. No, joking. But no, that's funny that you know what Noah's Ark is.
I know. See, I told you. Like, I read people and I can tell. Like, I was like, you're a good one. You're a good one.
We're special.
What are you doing now? Like, what's the plan going forward? I mean, you talked about this cruise, which I think sounds awesome and perfect.
OnlyFans, you know? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't have enough.
If people will pay you to show your junk, show your junk.
No, listen, hear me out. I joke and say I should do one because I would make really fucking good money. And the reason I say that is I have a very big, for whatever reason, big gay following. The gay community loves your boy. I have a lot of good LGBTQ friends. I mean, I got friends in all whatever. Trans, gay, straight, doesn't matter to me. I love everybody. But I have a very big gay following specifically after Traitors, which is funny because like I didn't really wear a lot of shit that like showed my physique really. And I was very heavy in Traitors, heavy compared to what I weigh now just because I was eating and so stressed. But it's just funny because I really do like my DMs. I may or may not be making money on feet pics for gay people a lot, all the time. And so I'm always like, damn. But when you ask what I'm doing, I have a nonprofit called the Trace Club that I founded back in 2023 or 22. And it's all about like bringing people together, community, moving your body with intention, and like giving access to the outdoors and green spaces to people who maybe aren't financially inclined and or like, you know, geographically challenged and don't have the sources and resources to get to these places and do some of these things, whether that's going to a national park, whether that's, you know, rock climbing, whatever it may be. I'm trying to build and am building community. So it wouldn't look that good being a founder, president, and CEO of a nonprofit here in LA if I'm just showing my junk around for money. But also we live in LA and it's 2025. So, you know, you can't judge me. That's just how it goes. But no, I'm glad you asked. Doing the cruise, I'm very big into, I'm a content creator like everybody in Los Angeles, and my niche is the outdoors. So I have some really fun brand deals I've been working towards and doing collabs with, you know, whether that's Adidas or, you know, Nike and all these different brands. But I'm currently just had a show that it's a travel doc series that's going to be coming out called The Traces We Leave. And it's myself and a good friend of mine named Jamal. We're going to be hosting a show that travels around to all these cool, unique places and highlighting people, organizations, and whatnot doing good for their communities or fun, cool, educational style documentary. And Outside TVs, or also known as Outside Magazine, they picked it up for distribution. So we're working on getting the financial side of it completed from specific brands. And that'll be filming sometime this summer. So hopefully coming out next year, unless it gets pushed back. So I'm really, really excited about that TV show. I'm also writing a feature film right now called Tunnel Rats, which is about the Vietnam War and the warfare that happened in the tunnels specifically, which isn't talked about that much. And so I have a really cool, unique way in which we're trying to tell that story and work with some really cool talent and directors and things like that. So that's building up. Then I got some trips, this cruise coming up, and just a lot of exciting, travel brand sort of outdoorsy shit. I'm always doing something. Something. I'm always got my hands in something. And if it makes you sweat, makes you, kind of get a little nervous, my name's written all over it. So, I'm kind of an adrenaline adventure junkie.
Have you thought about doing Naked and Afraid?
I got casted for that my first year in LA, and I turned it down because they were trying to do a version of Naked and Afraid. And I don't know if they have still done this or do it, but it was almost like a love one. Like
no, I don't think.
Yeah, they were trying to pitch where you it's Naked and Afraid, but you're doing it with someone that you're compatible with. And I'm like, listen, I don't give a fuck about being naked and doing all this shit. But the last thing I want to do is try to meet my future wife butt fucking naked in a swamp somewhere in the Everglades. I'm good. So I haven't thought about it since, just because I'm kind of talking to someone right now, so I'm not really looking for love per se.
Yeah,
but,
I like this.
But I'm open to I want to do Survivor. I want to do The Amazing Race. I really want to do, and I don't know why they haven't come get me yet. Maybe I think I just need to talk some more shit, but I need to go. I want to get on the challenge. I'll win that thing in a heartbeat. So I'm ready to fucking go.
The challenge, MTV challenge. Yes. All right. Now we're talking.
I've been training like crazy. I'm a climber. I do all sorts of different cardio, body weight, all this shit. I'm ready to go. So they just need to come get your boy. But I'd be I will always be interested in doing reality competition shows. Not really the love stuff. Hopefully I don't have to do that, but I would love to do the competition shit. Put me on something. I would have loved to done the Mr. Beast challenge shit. Any of those new, fun, weird, quirky kind of competition shows. I would love to get into that.
Because we know Steven from Naked and Afraid, and I feel like you could give everyone a run for their money. And also the challenge, that was my entrance into reality TV. My dad came home from a trip and was like, I was watching this show, and it's 7 people living in a house, and they're in LA. It was the second season of Real World.
Yes, The Real World. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's The Real World. Yes, and Road Rules. And we were not rich, but my parents would pay for cable. It was one of those, we might be paycheck to paycheck, but we're going to fucking have cable.
Yeah, so we did too. Yeah.
I always that was my dream, to be on Real World. And then by the time I was 18, I was like, I don't want my grandpa knowing the things I do when he's not around. I'd like to get that inheritance. So I was like, not for me.
No. I'm fair. Hey, I respect that because there's some shit you start going on TV and everybody knows everything, and you're like, fuck, I forgot about that. So Real World. That was truly the birth of 2 Degree reality TV, right? That shit was my older sister loved it, got me hooked on it, and then I remember. Obviously the one show came out that we all loved, or maybe you didn't love it, but it was the fucking all the Italians. Why can't I think of it? Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore, yes.
So fun, so ratchet.
Well, it was kind of you have to give credit to people that are like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah,
that I can respect.
Well, they got paid too. They got paid.
That's it. And at the end of the day, also, I don't know. I feel like if you're happy with what you're doing, you know what I mean? And you're doing good. You are doing good work, your nonprofit, this and that. who gives a fuck what somebody who's living in a trailer thinks of you? You know what I mean? Would you want their life? That's what I always think when someone criticizes. But would I want your life? No. So why do I care what you have to say?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's the thing is I have really, really thick skin just in general, like from being in the military and growing up with two sisters and being the middle child. I don't really fucking care. But yeah, a lot of people do. It can get to you. You know what I mean? Like you get dragged through Twitter a little bit. Ari knows about that. He was giving me some good advice.
Because he was on The Bachelor, so that's probably why he got drugged. Because he was great on Traitors.
Oh yeah, he was until he fucking backstabbed me like a motherfucker because I told him not to because Sari was coming for us, but he didn't listen. So you know what? It is what it is. And
he got fucked over in the end. So turns about your fair play.
Yeah, I text him. I'm like, see, motherfucker, like we should have just worked as the bros, man. And that's why I wanted to recruit him. But oh well. So no, yeah, it's just it's a different sort of like, I don't know, like realm of entertainment when you start entering reality TV. And also people are fucking nuts when it comes to diehard fans. And I think the craziest ones are the Big Brother fans. Those people are crazy watching motherfuckers 24/7, subscribing. I was like, that you get on that show and you win something like that. I mean, people go crazy. It's wild.
But do you remember the first season of Big Brother was boring as fuck? Like I
wasn't a Big Brother person. I didn't watch it that much. I would tap in because my friends would have it and some had the subscription shit. And I was like, what is this? Like, I just want to play video games. I didn't really get it. I felt like it was Sims. I was like, what the fuck?
It basically was. It was. So that's why when people are like, oh, Big Brother and gamers, like I knew Will. That was basically when I stopped watching. So when Will popped up, but I also like, okay, I'm not being shitty, but Parvati, what's your take on her? Like she's the Black Widow. She's this now. I'm like, she's annoying.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And then she's on everything. I'm like, God, she's with fucking Joe Manganiello, whatever. They brought her back to fucking sit with the newest one. I'm like, what? Did you fuck someone? Like, why are you constantly on it?
I think she's got a good team or a good strategy. Because you're talking about her. I hear you though. I hear you. You're like, what the fuck? Like you think I do think about that too, right? Like I actually did a little thing. I met her for a second at some Traitors thing out here, but I don't know enough about them. I haven't paid attention to that, but yeah, they are. I mean, there's a reason. Whether it's what you said or whether it's like, hey, they know how to fucking pitch themselves. They know how to do this, or they're paying a lot of money to have someone put them fucking everywhere. And she probably has a really good publicist, to be honest. I can't afford a publicist. I only have a manager, so I don't fucking know. I'm
That's my own moving publicist. Up in the world. You have a manager. Yeah. That is, hey, celebrate the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm proud of that. But I'm like, man, if I had a publicist, like I have friends of mine that are publicists for like really, really big talent. And I, find out what they do and how they do that. And like, I'm like, that makes sense. Like, you want to be in GQ, you want to be in fucking Home Goods or whatever the fuck it is. Like that's their job, is to get you out there, get you in front of people, get to be that. And so like, she just must have a really good team. There could also be stuff that we don't know. Like she might have a contract with NBC or someone.
That's what I think it seems like. Cause they keep bringing like Boston Rob back and Will and her and Kate. And
it's all ratings. It's all contracts. I mean, that's all stuff that's entertainment business. And I'm learning more about that. You have a certain, score. And then it's like, hey, you want to be on this or like, trying to get a slate and to get on these shows. It's a business, but I don't know what moves they're making, but I would hope at one point I'm in a position where someone's talking about us or me on a podcast. Like, how are these motherfuckers everywhere? Because hey, unless it's like something to do with like going to prison, right? Or like something bad, no PR is bad. Publicity is good for you so long as you're not facing criminal charges for something, like.
Well, and prison doesn't look like fun. Any prison show you watch, I'm just like, someone's going to get raped every time. That's the inevitable ending. And it just, we're watching Mayor of Kingstown and PR is good. Just stay away from prison.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, maybe not. Maybe Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively are completely arguing the opposite, being like, I hate this publicity right now, but who knows? I have no idea.
Well, I don't think she's a good person, so I think
I'm not a fan of her.
I've never thought she was. They're just too shiny. And maybe that's my problem. When someone's too polished, there's a reason.
100%. Like, I don't know who's making it. And it's just interesting, too, with the whole Ryan Reynolds stuff. And
I bet he's a piece of shit behind closed doors. I bet you anything.
There's a lot of stuff coming out about that, right? Like, I don't know. I got a buddy of mine who's a producer who's been reached out to kind of by Reynolds' team for some stuff and for making shit. And like, even they're like, I don't know, this is the right time to do anything with that. I'm like, hey, not my problem. So, but it is interesting to think of some of that stuff. But there's so much shit that happens here in Hollywood and in the entertainment business. If you just focus on that, then you're probably not doing too well with yourself. But there's also people's jobs are to focus on that, and they do a really damn good job of that. And that's how you stay informed, or at least you think. I don't know.
There you go. So here's the deal. What you need is whoever you're talking to, you need to make them your publicist. So that's it. You need a team. True. I know. I really do. And like, I have a good team of like my friends and people and like co-writers for this thing, like, but it's really just being able to outsource your brain to be more effective and efficient. But guess what that does? It costs money. And I'm Midwest, so I don't want to pay someone to do that yet till I'm making big enough money to be like, oh yeah, I can pay you on retainer to do this and that. And that'll in turn get me more. So it's all about how you look at it. It's an investment into yourself, but I'm just not there yet. And I don't have like agents. I just do all my acting self-submitting. Does that maybe hurt me? Sure. But like eventually when I want to get to I'm just writing a movie. I'll write myself into it. That's fine. Well, hey, I already said Drew's books, the Elvin Halley series, Buried in the Backwater. Yeah. As soon as I was watching your cameo, I turned to him. There's a character, Johnny, who's like this lovable cop that like, he was like the janitor and he became the cop, like the best in everyone. And I was like, I go, that's your fucking Johnny. That's
yes. I'll be Johnny. I'll cut the hair. Johnny. I'll be the.
You don't need to cut shit. You're Johnny the way you are.
All right, vibes. But that's also so cool. Like that. Like I have so much respect for him and what he does. I'm not a writer. I didn't go writing school. So writing a script is so fucking hard. And I don't know how someone can write a book, like just hundreds of pages, 50. We just got through act 1 we're at like 42 pages. And I was like, fuck, it felt like I just went through a year's worth of brain power. It's just so hard for me.
That's how it is for everyone. And that's what you learn as an author's spouse is I'll be like, oh, you're at this point where you think everything that you're writing is shit. And then it'll get a little further. I'm like, oh, cool. We're at the part where you actually like what you're writing again. Yeah. Awesome. And
that's hard. Mad props to it. I don't know how, like, I wouldn't be able to do this without my co-writer because I'm basically, he's scribing, writing, I'll look at it and redo it and vice versa. We bounce back and forth and I wouldn't be able to do this without a co-writer at all. So mad props. I didn't go to writing school. I don't know anything about it. The buddy I'm working with has and does. And so like, it's really, really interesting to learn how much work, how hard it is, what it takes to be a writer. And then like, what's insane is like, you could have the coolest fucking story in the world and it just never gets picked up because it's all about who you know, who gets pitched, all these millions of different things. And it's just insane. I just am like, holy fuck, there's probably so many stories out there waiting to be told or collecting dust in a box somewhere in some studio. Who knows?
And sad. That's what sucks. I was talking to an author who is also a screenwriter in Hollywood, Tom, and that's what he said, that you have all these ideas that you pour all this time into that they option and it just dies. That's also obviously why he got into writing because he's like, these stories are dying. I could make it into a book.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's kind of cool too is like the story part. If like you get good at it, which I feel like there's a bunch of people that are great and good at it. It's like you can just write these stories and sell them and make money that way. But then it's like, I don't know. Do you care enough about it? Do you want to be a producer? Do you want it to be a movie? Do you want it to be a TV series? Do you want it to just be a book? Do you want it? There's so many different ways that these creative people I'm seeing how they operate, whether that's producers, writers, directors, how everyone plays a role in the entertainment side of things and creative stuff. It is just fascinating to see how much more goes into it, and it makes you think twice about when you go to fucking a bookstore and buy a book. You're just like, whoa, so much went into all this. Now I get to read it. And nowadays, people, I like the books, but it's like, you kind of like people listen to the audiobooks. You can read it on your tablet now, which whatever, but it's just different. It just gives me a different perspective. It helps me appreciate more about the art form of storytelling and all aspects of that.
Well, that is so. We're gonna have to send you an autographed book. You need to read about Johnny.
Would love to, and I need to read more hard books because I'm just fucking it. And so I'm like, I want to read more.
I think that's a good goal. That's good for our bottom line. That's
exactly.
That's what pays the bills. He went from a dry cleaner to a full-time author, so anything is possible.
I don't know how the fuck he does it. Mad respect. That's so hard. I could not sit down and just write like that for
he would get up at 3 a.m. when he had the dry cleaner job and write, and he wasn't able to go full time. It's a process, and that's what's tough because I'm 2 months into this podcast and I'm like, it's not blowing up the way I wanted. He's like, Sarah, I was writing for years, and I'm like, but that's not how it should work.
I know. It's like, I know. It's a weird, you want the results. You're like, wait a second, I'm putting the work in. Why the fuck aren't I here and here? And it's like, sometimes it just takes, and that's the thing too, when you're doing a podcast and video, all it takes is one viral moment, one guest, you just never know. But if you're doing the work and putting it in and it's all there, at some point, someone will recognize it, realize it, and it's there. So it's not like these conversations go away, at least not yet. So it's a good thing. You just got to keep, I know. Let's hope the grid doesn't go down and all that happens, but we'll be good. No, it's just fun. It's fun. It's like, you have to pursue your passion. Otherwise, what else are you living for? It's kind of just like, do what you love. And if not, do what pays the bills, I guess. A lot of people do that. And that's okay.
So would you say you're living your best life right now? Do you feel like
I am?
Well, it's getting
over here. You can kind of see under there. It's a thing that says "Living the Dream."
Oh yeah.
So, yes, I think I am living my best life. I know I am, and I feel like And then next to it, I have one of those basic white moms in the Midwest that says, "If not now, then when?" You
went to Home Goods and got it.
Yeah, exactly. Or you see the shit that's sit a spell or flush. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Every Midwest mom in the suburbs. But no.
Hey, they've opened the toilet and saw a lot of shit. Let me tell you, I have 2 boys.
Fair.
You need to remind them. I live surrounded by farts and shit. That is just.
Yeah, that's true. Put the toilet seat down.
Yes.
Yeah, wipe your ass. Yes. It should just be shit like that. Wipe your fucking ass. Yeah, no, that's so true. No, I think I'm living that. I am living. I think every day is a blessing. Obviously, that's a very Miss USA pageant answer or whatever. But no, I do. I'm very blessed. I always think about things, and I'm just like, if 12-year-old Christian Delatorre could see exactly where I am right now and what I'm doing, if I had a glimpse into that when I was 12, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, no way you have this and you're doing that and you're living here and traveling there and met these people. And I think that's a great question because it is hard. We always look at in LA, paying bills and doing this and what's my next gig. And you get caught up in that shit as we all do. It's the rat race of life and whatnot. But it's also take a minute, be and fucking look around and be like, what am I doing? Look where I'm at. Because if not now, then when? Really, when are you going to appreciate what you have? And, there's quite literally people all over the world that would give an arm and a leg to just have, quote unquote, what I say, first world problems in our everyday lives. And so I'm so fucking blessed, counting my blessings and just it's good. It's good to have these conversations and be reminded and ask these questions because we often forget, you know what I mean? Think of how many people would love to have their own podcast. I don't have my own podcast. I tried and I was like, I can't do this shit. It's too hard. You're doing it. So I think it's awesome. I love what I do. I love where I'm at in life. And I just think that I have so much more to not quote unquote accomplish, but I have so much more I'm looking forward to. But the hardest part about looking forward to stuff is forgetting to never waste or wish time away. People are always like, oh, I can't wait to do this. It's like, I'm excited, but let's be here. Let's be here right now. Like, this is awesome. Like, and so, yeah, this is fun. Like, it's fucking 1:55 on a Friday and I get to do a podcast. Meanwhile, there's someone dealing with like Sarah and Rick in the cubicle over, and they're fucking pissed that they're getting $100 So, like, that's it. Can always be better or worse.
You hit the nail, and I knew you were my person, because I always say, I'll be like, oh, 6-year-old Sarah, like, I'm doing it for her. I have pictures of myself up as a kid. Like, that is the only person that you owe anything to, is that little kid that was dreaming, because no one else was going to make that come true for them.
Yeah.
And if you lose that, right? Like, that's who you're doing this for. And it is about the journey. Like, yeah. And I have pictures of me and my friend from high school, and that's who I'm doing it for. And that's what it is. And it's the journey. And do I want to be super successful and be the call her daddy bitch? I would love that.
Right.
But right now, like, I can't tell you, when you said you would do this, how excited I was. Like, just so you know, like, I was genuinely like, oh my, I'm living the dream. Like, I got to watch Christian on TV, and he's willing to talk to some bitch from Arizona. Like,
not just some bitch, don't say that. But yeah, it's that's the whole point, though, is like, you go on that stuff and you're like, oh, this is fun. Now it opens up opportunities for me to do, because like, if I didn't have the show, I wouldn't be asked to be on a podcast. So it's like, why would I not want to? Now, there's just times where I can't do shit, but it's like, why would I not entertain doing something for someone? Because if I was in your shoes and interviewing you from being on a show, I would be excited and be like, oh my God, that's awesome. Like, hell yeah. So I try to remember that as well, and being like, well, why would I not do this? Like, this is what it's about. And so, yeah, it goes both ways. But I like what you said about doing the kid thing. I'm going to have my aunt send me a bunch of pictures and stuff, and I'm going to start putting my younger photos of myself up. I've never thought about that. And I think that's a really, really cool way to remind ourselves of like, hey, like, remember where you come from, who you are, what you're doing this for, and why. I always say, remember your why. I think it'd be good to have some photos to reference. That's a really cool, unique idea. I'd never thought of that.
Oh yeah, no, my office looks like my room when I was a little kid. Like, I have like pictures, and it was like a scrapbook. Like keep that alive. And I think that's what keeps people like you and I special, is that curiosity and that openness that you have as a kid. Yeah. So many people have that beaten out of them.
I know. And and that's tough, because it can be for a variety of reasons, but I think it's really just important to always remember your why. And so, like, that's why it's important who you surround yourself with and things like that, because we all have fucking trauma. Everyone loves to talk about their trauma these days, and we all got it. But it's like, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. You have choices to make, and it's up to you. It's unfair to a degree to people, because you're only as good as the soil you're raised in, right? So when you can, and if you can, break free of that or whatever it may be, now it is up to you. And I always tell all my friends, whether it's business, personal, relationship, I just say, remember, the ball is always in your court. It's up to you. You always have a choice. You get to make that decision. You can't blame anybody else, nor should you. But if you know your why and remember your why, that should help guide you in all aspects of life and make those decisions. And so, like, I think it'd just be even better to have some photos to help me remember my why. That's a great little thing. I love that.
Yes. All right, good. So I didn't just get from you. I don't like to feel like I owe people stuff. So, I mean, you already have a job as Johnny. So, like, you're good there.
I'm fired up. I just got a job. I mean, come on, what are you talking about? It's a great way to start the weekend.
I can't wait till we're having this conversation with the producer, and I'm like, but no.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm ready.
That's in the contract. It's Christian or you don't get the deal.
That's what I'm saying. And you got to come get me now, because I don't have an agent. So you can probably get me for a decent price. You know what I'm saying? I got my man.
We make sure you get paid, baby. Okay, come on. We don't take advantage. If you're a Strickland, you're in the Strickland family. Like, you're getting paid.
I respect that. That's what it's all about.
And I'm that mama bear. So if somebody fucks with you now,
you're going to come at them.
I will come at them. Like I said, I was raised by two shitty people. I'm so proud of myself that I'm not like that. But I can access that if I need to. And that Midwest trash will come out real fast. I'll eviscerate you at an Olive Garden. Like I will
That's what I'm saying. Yes. Oh my God. An Olive Garden. That or a Red Lobster.
Yes. That's when it was fancy. Red Lobster was like, Dad got a raise. Dad got a raise.
Yeah. For real. Red Lobster was the best because I mean, I don't even know if it's fucking good, but I mean, it was like the buns were good. But I remember that was good. And Olive Garden was big time. And then if you really wanted to get like right in the middle trashy, you would go to a Texas Roadhouse. You would get the free buns, the honey buns, which were like, so good, whatever those things were.
We still love Texas Roadhouse. Our kids love Texas Roadhouse.
Not in LA. Wait,
I don't have in LA?
No, not surrounding. I'd have to Google like where Texas Roadhouse is. I bet it's at least 45 minutes away somewhere. I bet.
Oh, well, don't do that.
Maybe there is though. I don't know. Or Golden Corrals.
Oh, Golden. Somebody got a good luck steak at a Golden Corral one time. Our friend was getting a steak and the guy cutting it literally goes, "Good luck."
Oh, I just put it right back under the
That's how I felt too. I'd be like, thank you, sir.
Oven light. I would eat a Quick Trip hot dog 10 times before I ate a fucking Golden Corral good luck steak.
See, now you know. Don't eat a Golden Corral good luck steak and put your childhood pictures up.
And that's all that's it. I'm done. I got that on my list. It's too easy.
And hey, you need to make it out to Arizona sometime. Who knows if you're doing your travel show and hiking.
Yeah, we'll reach out and I'll be in touch too if you know any good like businesses or people that are doing stuff. It doesn't have to be like nonprofit specific, but just like, it could be anything. Like we're going to go interview and talk to this like scientist girl who does shit with the coral reef down in Florida. And then we're going to like see some girl who has like a bison buffalo farm in Texas. And like, it could be anything. So we're just looking for unique, fun stories told right here in our backyard in America. And we're going to go cover that in a fun, unique way. That's really it. So if you know of anybody, please send me like separately, just DM me and we can chat offline about that.
I will, because now I just want you here. So I'll be like, who's doing something fantastic?
Yeah, exactly. Seriously, because then we're going to go to the tour. We'll hit the tourism boards up too, get some financing locally for that as well, bring some awareness to the city and the area. Like that's the whole fucking point of the show. So yeah.
Well, I am I'm genuinely excited for you. I am genuinely like rooting for you. Like I think the sky's the limit. I think you are going to make this amazing impact on the world. And I think your legacy is going to be not the loud asshole from Traitors, which I didn't think you were. Yeah. For the record, I'm loud. So you're saying you were like this. And I was like, he's my people. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we got that. I got that too. I got a lot of love as well. Don't get me wrong, but no, I appreciate that. It means a lot. It's good to hear that. And likewise, like keep crushing it. That's the whole point. It's just all about good energy and positivity and keeping people, inspired and motivated to do things. And like, you got to do that with yourself first. And if you can't do that, I just feel like your energy and positivity is so infectious that like other people around you have to take that in. They have to soak that in. And so if you can do that, if we can do that, that's just like, it's like a positive STD. It just gets passed around for all the good reasons. Right? We want the positive STDs in the world, not the cancerous negative ones. And so
no, we want the ones that like
podcast too, though. It's awesome. Give it a platform for people to talk about whatever, which is great. And like, that's cool because like, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have got to talk about this today with someone. So like, that's what's awesome. I love it.
Well, thank you so much. I don't want to take up too much of your time, you hot commodity in LA. Do you have hot Friday night plans? Are you going to go out with the person you're talking to?
Yeah. She's coming over, but we're not going out. It's more of like,
Netflix and chill. I got it. I understand.
More Apple TV and anxiety because we're watching a show called. Have you ever heard? Do you have Apple TV or no?
Yes, we love Apple TV. It's our favorite streaming service.
Okay, I would say so. Her and I are on episode 5 of Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal.
I don't know if you've seen this.
No, I can't. I get too like Oh, Jake,
No, fire this up. It's fucking insane. It is so insane. I'm not going to give anything away, but it is, I mean, it puts you through the fucking ringer mentally. You're like, what in the hell? So he's a lawyer, does some shady shit, gets caught up in it. Now he's got a case against him. He's trying to prove that he's innocent, and everything's fucking crazy. That's all I'm going to say.
Does he get naked in it?
Oh yeah. You get to see him having sex scenes pretty much.
Ooh, do you see butt?
I don't know if I've seen his butt, but I think there's a little butt. So you get to see a little Jake butt. But there's some good scenes in there, but it's spicy.
Apple TV. Did you watch For All Mankind?
I have not. For All Mankind?
That will change your life. It is if the space race was won by the Soviets. So it's like an alternate timeline.
Oh, okay.
And it every season is like a decade.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
It is. I can't even explain how epic, and amazing this show. You will love it. And Ted Lasso. I shit on Ted Lasso for so long.
I got to start it. I know I haven't. I just saw a friend of mine. She's going to be on the new season. Kiernan Ship. Yeah, and I'm like, what is? I haven't even seen Ted Lasso. Everyone's giving me shit. I'm like, I know. I got to get on it.
You will love it. It's it makes you want to be a better person. I did not like Jason Sudeikis. I was like, fuck this guy. And it was around Christmas time, and we were like, let's do Ted. It made Christmas so fucking delightful. Our neighborhood is hell. Look up Agritopia Christmas lights. You will see.
Agritopia?
Agritopia Christmas lights.
Name. Okay.
Agritopia. And it is like hell. And I was just walking around, and I was like, isn't life just last year I was screaming at people. I was like, get the fuck out of my way. This year I was like, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yes. That's the effect of entertainment and good storytelling. That's Ted Lasso for you, huh?
That's it. So if you want to get some action, put on the Ted Lasso and be like, oh, isn't life great, babe?
I need that. See, I need to get into that energy. That's a good energy to have. So I'll check it out. Everyone's been telling me, and I will get to it. I'm just I don't watch. Yeah, and I don't watch TV unless it's at night. Then I watch a show. I don't really watch TV unless it's a sporting event or something. So, but I do watch a lot films. I watch a lot of movies. So
I think you could be big in TV. I think so.
We're getting there. So one day at a time. You know what I'm saying? But I'll have to send you some photos when I get my set up. My photos of me. I got to get them from my home.
Yes, please do. I think it's really I just come and sit it's my happy place. Make your happy place in there too. Yeah.
I like that. No, that's a good idea. It's a great idea.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for I'm going out with friends tonight. I won't shut up about you. You'll be like this chick.
No, it's great. No, I appreciate that. No, thank you. Send pics, have fun. It was awesome getting to meet your husband too for a sec there and whatnot. And I appreciate the reach out. I'm glad we got to chat. And down the road, when I go win when I win a show, I'll come on and we'll have to talk about that.
Global Traitors. I'm global all-star Traitors. I'm full on. I've interviewed Sam Blake and now you. I am the Traitor girl. I am all for this.
I appreciate that. I respect it too. It's really, really good. It's really nice to have people like you being in the corner of Team Traitors. And so it's doing pretty good. It's, we won an Emmy season 1.
Oh, yeah. No, they don't need me at all. But I'm bringing everyone together. And UK, fuck the UK. They're like stars. I can't even go there with the UK. I don't even want the UK.
I know. They're wild. They're on it. They got it. UK's lit. They're popping off over there. So I appreciate them, though.
That's it. Hey, but have so much fun. I can't wait to hear from you. And don't forget to make today your bitch.
I will. I'm literally making today my bitch. I have been, but I'm going to make it more of my bitch today.
Yes. So I better see those pictures.
I got you. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast. Seriously.
Thank you, Christian. Have fun tonight. Get some.
We will. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.